Like and subscribe right now, or this spider will crawl on your face while you're sleeping. There are countless amazing lakes and rivers that are scattered all over the world. However, these powerful forces of nature are known for being deceiving, as they are masked behind their stunning landscapes and endless waterways. That being said, let us get into the 10 most dangerous waters in the world. Number 10. Lake Karachay, Russia. Lake Karachay has been called the most polluted place on Earth. During the 1950s, the lake was used as a dumping site for radioactive materials from a nearby nuclear waste storage and reprocessing facility. A whole slew of accidents and disasters contaminated the surrounding area even further, causing 65% of local residents to fall ill as a result of radiation sickness. Some parts of the lake are so dangerous that they could deliver a lethal dose of radiation in an hour. Lake Karachay is slowly being filled with concrete and soil in an effort to seal the radiation, but it's definitely not a holiday destination you should add to your bucket list anytime soon. Number 9. Blue Lagoon. The Blue Lagoon in Buxton, Derbyshire has a pH level of 11.3, which might not mean much to you unless you know something or other about science. Well, the fact that bleach has a pH level of 12.6 should be a huge red flag. Besides the fact that it's a body of water that's closer to being bleach than it is something that would flow out of a tap, it has a stunning blue color due to caustic chemicals that are present in the surrounding stones. Despite signs that warned people of the danger, people could not help themselves from taking a dip in its beautiful waters. It got so bad, it had to be dyed black to try to discourage people from swimming inside it. The lagoon is also home to things such as abandoned cars, dead animals, and human waste. So yeah, dyeing it black was probably a good decision. Number 8. The Strid. The Strid in Yorkshire might possibly be the most beautiful place on this list, and definitely the most inviting of them all. It's so picturesque, it looks like it's a scene that's been painted. Unfortunately, it has, in fact, claimed loads of lives. It allegedly has a 100% fatality rate for those that are unfortunate enough to fall in. The Strid boasts a lethal combination of rapid, invisible currents and underwater rocks that the currents can throw at you. A professor at the Gresham College, London, has discovered that it kills because of the form the channel takes, which is influenced by the nature of the rocks over which it throws your body. Along with that, swirls in the flow will trap bodies under the water close to the bed or the sides, whilst the turbulence will knock someone out very quickly. It's definitely not a place you'd want to be in. The worst part is that because it looks so pleasant, you can easily see someone carelessly trying to jump the river and slipping into the water. Such a mistake is deadly and can take place in a matter of seconds due to the slippery moss found abundantly along the river's bordering rocks. Number 7. Boiling Lake, Dominica. The dangers of this strange body of water are pretty clear as soon as you hear the name. Boiling Lake in Dominica's Morne-Trois-Pitons National Park is a hot spring you definitely don't want to bathe in. The water temperature ranges from 82 to 92 degrees Celsius along the edges, and the center is so hot that no one can get close enough to measure it. The depth of the lake is also unknown. True to its name, the gray-blue water is literally boiling, covering the surrounding area in a literal cloak of steam that threatens to scald anyone who would dare to attempt to come close. Number 6. Hanakapai Beach. The islands of Hawaii are pretty popular for their beaches, but some of these beaches are not meant for swimming. Hanakapai Beach on Kauai's Napali coast is one among them. An extremely beautiful but equally deadly location. The beach lies at the end of a steep, rocky 3-kilometer trail. The beach is quite remote, which means that there are no lifeguards and no chance of immediate rescue. this is only one of the many dangers it poses. Powerful rip currents exist that are capable of pulling even the most professional swimmers out to sea. These rip currents are pretty much always present, as there's no reef to protect the beach's shores. The geography of the region is such that the closest safe beach is 10 kilometers away, meaning there's nowhere you can go. The bodies of at least 15 drowned victims have never been recovered. A sign stands on the beach with a tally mark for every person that's drowned. So far, there's over 80 marks. Visitors have been advised to steer completely clear of the water. Number 5. Lake Kivu. The lush, green, fertile lands that surround Lake Kivu on the western edge of Rwanda, Africa, could practically explode at any moment in time. When it does, it won't simply be an explosion of water and debris. It will contain a huge quantity of carbon dioxide and methane. The volcanic springs, located on the outskirts, pump these gases into the water, where they lie beneath the surface. The bacteria that linger on the bottom of the lake also exude extreme amounts of methane. While both locals and tourists can enjoy the immense wildlife that surrounds the lakeside, even a minor disturbance could set off an explosion of gas, which would quickly swallow up the area and suffocate everyone around it with toxic fumes. Number 4. Citarum River. The Citarum River in West Java, Indonesia is not a pretty sight to see, to say the least. It is utilized as a huge dump for Indonesia's garbage and industrial waste, and large amounts of trash are left to float on its waters and shift onto the surrounding land. The Citarum River has been declared as one of the most polluted bodies of water in the entire world, and loads of efforts have been made to clean it. Although the waters travel back to the 27 million people of Java to be used as irrigation, drinking, and more, the waters contain an immense amount of heavy metal pollution. The residents who use the river for their daily needs suffer from diseases that come from the everyday dumping and burning of trash at its riverbanks. Number 3. Jacob's Well. Jacob's Well is a beautiful well that's tucked away in central Texas and is given life by the Trinity Aquifer. It supplies the fresh waters of Cypress Creek, and its opening is basically a sliver stretching 13 feet wide. But that doesn't stop divers and daredevils from exploring its dark mysteries and attempting stunt jumps. Jacob's Well is a pleasant sight for sore eyes and a cool, refreshing getaway from the summer heat, but the pool is also a fatal trap for divers. Recreational scuba is not allowed, and for good reason too, since the caves inside require extremely skilled maneuvering and have a tendency to claim lives. To explore the caves below, one must tread through an unforgiving environment, where being forced to remove gear is pretty common. An immeasurable number of scuba divers have lost their lives after becoming trapped in its tight caves. And with that, it's now time for today's subscriber pick. Today's photo was sent to us by one of our subscribers, so if you come across a photo online and want to know more details about it, just send it on over to us. We might even feature it on a future video. Number 2. This picture truly only brings one place to mind. Its name itself is a hint at the dangers that lurk in this perilous body of water. Shark Alley is a sea channel off the coast of South Africa near Gansbaai, which just happens to be a hunting ground for sharks. In fact, it is home to one of the largest populations of great white sharks in the world. That's good news if you're hoping for an intimate shark experience from the safety of a steel cage, but not such good news if you're hoping to swim freely in its waters. Cage diving is the area's biggest tourist attraction, although the whale watching in Gansbaai is on par as well. Number 1. Drake Passage. Violent waves crash the shores of Drake Passage, making the narrow pathway of water an insane adventure for people that dare to cross it. This 500-mile stretch of water that connects South Africa's Cape Horn and the northern islands of Antarctica might be the quickest route to Antarctica by boat, but the waters are harsh, unpredictable, and deadly. Water speeds down the Drake Passage at over 500 times the flow of the Amazon River, pushing, pulling, and shoving the waters, and anyone in them, with intense force. On top of this, the stretch is covered with obstacles that will put an end to any traveler's plans in an instant. Icebergs and gale force winds also contribute to the severe unpredictability of making your way through the passage. Well, that concludes our list of the 10 most dangerous waters in the world. Let us know in the comments section below which one of these you were terrified of the most. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon.